What's up, beautiful people, and welcome to the From My Perspective podcast. It's been a little bit, kind of took a week and a half break, not on purpose, just what happens. But I'm your boy Deion, aka finally 27. I enjoyed my 27th birthday week off and birthday, so feels good to be 1 year older. I feel it in my back and my knees, but we got some stuff to talk about today. We missed a lot. Some stuff went down last night. How you feeling, Q?
Hey man, you already know that's your boy, Mr. Bill, aka can't say your name up on the spot. Might not want you tomorrow. Listen. You listen, let's call a spade a spade. You took some time off for your birthday.
Yeah.
You did text and say, "Hey, can you go this Sunday?" I was in church at the time,
Mm.
so I couldn't go. So technically, it's my fault because you did try to schedule something now. And look, I'm saying, brother was in church. Speaking of being in church, hey, everybody pray for me. Starting January 2nd, I can't do no meat, no alcohol. So I'm doing the Daniel fast. So no meat, no alcohol, no bread, nothing that's processed. Basically, fruits and vegetables
For how
for
long?
20, 21 days.
Okay, that ain't bad.
It ain't bad. You know how hard it's gonna be to do this for 21 days?
Oh, no, I did stuff like that when I ran track, so that ain't bad. I did it for like
Excuse me. Your body's just accustomed to it. Okay.
mm,
Everybody ain't everybody's body just ain't accustomed to it.
man.
I'm just saying.
So I mean, yeah, you got a lot of stuff that your body ain't accustomed to. Like some of what these athletes are doing. I don't know how these athletes are doing it. They bodies are different from me and yours, but I don't know. You got anybody you feel like 2023 athlete of the year? Since we're talking about people that's doing stuff that's not normal.
Athlete of the year. Okay. So man, it came down to three people for me, right? The three people that it came down to was Shohei Ohtani, which was the AP Athlete of the Year, and then Simone Biles was the female Athlete of the Year. But my three people, it came down to Shohei Ohtani, LeBron James, which is crazy that I say that, and Angel Reese for LSU. So I was torn between them three, right? LeBron got the scoring situation. He further did his thing. Shohei, he continues to do amazing things. And then Angel Reese brought eyeball. Well, she helped bring eyeballs to women's basketball. Don't get me wrong, Caitlin Clark did her thing too, but Angel Reese was, to me, more so of the name. So then it just boiled down to, all right, who won? Between them three, who won? And it was Angel Reese. So I'm going with Angel Reese as Athlete of the Year.
Don't disagree with it. Obviously, again, Angel Reese, she's probably has the bigger popularity name. She's probably more, I'll say she's more popular in the mainstream media because she just actually won the national championship and she did some controversial things that got her in the spotlight a little bit more. But Caitlin Clark, obviously, she's the better player. So they I saw that they had to share something. They shared it, which was odd. There was some controversy with that one. But if you sign a $700 million contract, I might have to give it to you.
I was trying to separate that because the money's the money. Like, we're not gonna argue the money. And then he deferred it. So not only is he's gonna get this bread, but he's looking out for the team, saying, "All right, y'all ain't gotta give me all this money right now. Put a winner around me because I want to win." Come on, dog. That's crazy. And I see why people will go with. I see why. I ain't gonna lie. I see why you
and
go
what
with him.
and what he's doing, but what he's doing, they said it hasn't been done since Babe Ruth was doing it. And when you look at tapes of Babe Ruth, like he don't even look like an athlete out there the way he was doing stuff. But apparently he's one of the goats, which I'm not going to discredit Babe Ruth. But with Shea Otani is making it look different because he's basically a top three hitter and pitcher, which
Mhm.
I don't know if we'll ever see that again. Maybe in a couple years when people start starting to do it more. So I'm gonna give it with Shohei, especially that contract. Which got me wishing I would have played some baseball.
And I'm trying to get my son out here on the field now. What you talking about? I'm trying to get Brad out on the field. That's the whole separate conversation. If you black and you play baseball and you kind of good, come on. Same thing with golf. But go ahead. My bad. I ain't mean to.
So I mean, that was probably, I mean, it was down to a couple people, so it was probably easier. What's harder though is team of the year. For me, I don't think it
Oof.
was as hard, but there was no teams that stood out. I think in all the sports, but I feel like the Denver Bronx. That's a Denver Bronx. The Denver Nuggets to me, probably of all the major sports, they probably stood out the most as the most dominant of all the teams. Everybody else was more closer. It was more competitive, baseball, football. But Denver, they was pretty much head and shoulders above everybody. Especially they showed it in the playoffs. I watched pretty much every playoff game last season. They was the dominant team all year, that whole playoff run. So I'm gonna give it to the Denver Nuggets. It was an easy call for me.
Mm, mm. So I thought so when I came as team of the year, I went through every champion first to see if that I want to go with them. So I went with the Kansas City Chiefs. First was Kansas City. I didn't go with Kansas City Chiefs. First thought was Kansas City Chiefs. I was like, yeah, they won it.
They was shaky the whole season.
Yeah, they shaky now. So yeah, they won it in February, but we got to continue on with this year. Uh, I thought about Denver. Denver was my second choice. I even went to the hockey team, the Golden Knights. Shout out to what I'm saying, NHL and Vegas. Didn't do it for me. Texas Rangers in baseball didn't do it for me. So I went with. I know they lost. Listen, hear me out. Also, I want to give shout out to Detroit Lions because of what's going on with the Detroit Pistons, and they don't won more games this year than the Detroit Pistons. So shout out to the Detroit Lions. But I know they lost to Alabama, but I'm going with Georgia, with the college football team Georgia. They won the national championship. I know we can't go, look at continue on past years. Now they don't won two national championships in a row.
Yeah,
They
and
won last year, and then they had a great season this year. And it wasn't like Alabama blew their doors off. It was a close game. And if we being honest, I Georgia maybe should have been in the Final
that's
Four.
a team I wouldn't want to play if I was in the playoffs. Obviously, they blew the doors off of Florida State. I'm not gonna put too much weight on that. Half the team opted out, but they were supposed to blow the doors off them.
Everybody sharing that. Everybody, even my sister shared it, and I'm like, no, man. Florida State is on their third string quarterback, and like you said, half the rest of the team opted out. We can't really count that. That don't count. But yeah, I'm going with Georgia.
Yeah, I don't even know. Yeah, I do think Florida State they deserve to be in, but I will give you Georgia. That is they was another team head and shoulders. That just that one blunt, pretty much they went undefeated. Just that one, they dominated TCU in the championship game last year. Blew the
Um,
doors off them. Probably the reason why Florida State didn't get in this year because of that. At least that's what some people were saying. They just had one blunder against Alabama, and that's Alabama. You're gonna have a blunder against that team. So I can see why you went with Georgia. I definitely don't disagree with that.
I can't believe I went with an SEC team, but I did.
But we did bury the lead. We might as well go ahead and talk about what happened last night. You brought up the Detroit. Well, again, shout out to the Pistons, getting them a nice little win. Free boneless wings for people up there in Michigan. Wish I was up there. I would have got me a couple of them. But
Yeah, for real. I sure would have.
you saw what happened last night. Do you want me to go first, or do you think you want to go first?
I mean, they go first. So the Detroit Pistons, what was it? 28 games losing streak. And the crazy thing, they was 2-1 in October, and they lost 28 straight games. But here's the thing: it wasn't like every game they was getting blown out. A lot of their games they was competitive. So at some point they was gonna get over the hump. They won by 2 versus the Toronto Raptors at home.
They was giving Boston all they could handle a couple nights ago too.
Yeah, but Jalen Brown didn't play though, so
Mhm.
I mean, yeah, they gave my Pacers a little. They got my Pacers a little run towards the end. They gave every game. Now, get me wrong. There were some games that was blowouts. I'm not arguing that. Some of the games was blowouts. We're not gonna argue that. But you seen the potential of them winning games. Hell, they should have won a game last week, but they, versus Brooklyn. But
Mm-hmm.
Brooklyn did some petty shit and played everybody against Detroit. But then
Mm-hmm.
when it's time to play Milwaukee, they set everybody,
It was, it was no
except for
situation like
Miles Bridges, which
anybody
played the
but
first quarter.
us. It's like anybody but us. Y'all ain't gonna get that streak on us.
Come on, but you scared to play Milwaukee? Like, I know. Oh, my bad. I was ready to go on a whole rant about the Brooklyn Nets, but let me focus on Detroit. Look, man, I'm happy Detroit finally got that win. I wish they had this. I wish they had got the win last week so they wouldn't have set the record. That being said, you might want to start trading some people or get some veterans on that team that could. But that's the thing, they got veterans on that team.
They
So I
got
don't
a
know
good,
what.
they actually got a good roster. It's just I don't know what it is. It ain't working for them right now. They got a pretty decent roster. It ain't cutting it.
Let me
It,
ask you this though: they got Monty Williams, second highest paid NBA coach right now. Do you? I mean, he just signed the contract, but should he be on the hot seat?
how it was his second year, right? Second or third year.
No, it's his first year.
His first year? Oh Lord. First year I can't fire a coach in his first year like that.
He, he
But
lost 28 straight.
losing to an A straight is rough. Still plenty of time left in the season. I will have to see how the rest of the season goes before I chop the X. I am looking at him funny in the light though. Like I'm
Do
paying
we?
all this money and you breaking records and not the good kind of records. I'm looking at him funny in the light. But I don't think I disagree on firing coaches after one season. It has to go really bad, like the Denver Broncos coach last year. It went really bad. Or Urban Meyer when he was in Jacksonville. It has to get ugly before me to consider the fire coach in the first year. So I would say no, but I'm looking at him fun in the light. In the second year, depending on how I look, he might get the quick X.
He lost 28 straight. I don't know if I got how funny I gotta look at you. And I like Monty Williams, and he's a good brother or whatnot, everything you read. But he lost 28 straight. And I get a lot of that roster was put together before he got there. As fair, he lost 28
Right.
straight. So y'all ain't look up in the one. Y'all didn't trip over one win. I don't know. Come on, man. It's NBA. People trip over wins all every day.
Yeah, they
Like,
because right now they on pace for only winning 5 games this season. Man, and they still might not get the first pick.
man, and that's the thing. Like, Detroit was bad, but it ain't like they that far behind the San Antonio Spurs and the Wizards. They
Mm.
not that far behind them. And Portland ain't without in reach. And I would look at Detroit's. I would look at Detroit's roster compared to the other rosters. Those other three teams, I would say Detroit probably has the better roster.
Yep.
Because once you get past, like Washington, once you get past Poole and Kuzma, which we talk about Poole and Kuzma, it ain't like that's that deep of a team.
I don't think you want Poole and Kuzma as your 2-star players on the team. That's not. You don't want that.
Poole and Kuzma is both role players, but they're the stars.
Yeah,
At least, yeah.
that's not right. That's why it's ugly in San Antonio. They have Victor outside of Victor. It's Victor and the maybes down there in San Antonio.
Man, it's the victors and the what else. It's what's going down in San Antonio.
But so they're projected to win 5 games this season. What you think they're gonna get to?
It's the NBA. Now, like I said, people trip over wins all the time. The best teams lose to middling teams all the time between rest and little injuries here and there. You get to January, February, between right before after Christmas, before All Star break, people don't really be caring. They might luck up into 2 or 3 just in that run right there, then they get hot. So I think I think they're gonna win more than 5. I ain't saying they're gonna win more than 10.
I was about to say because I feel like definitely not more than 10. I'll set if I was the odds maker, I need to look at that. I'll probably set it at 6.5, 7.
I was gonna say I think I said it at 8. It's like I said, I'm gonna give them. I'm gonna give them 10. Matter of fact,
10
no
is
more than 10.
So you saying it at 10.5, 9.5, somewhere around there?
Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I said it like it didn't see, but I think I'm gonna give them 10 wins.
Mhm.
It ain't like San Antonio again. San Antonio and Washington's both gonna be at like 10 or 11 themselves. So
Yeah,
I'm
is I disagree with how they do the NBA drafts. Think that because you can be bad and still not get the top player that you not I wouldn't say deserved or earned, but you're a bad team. You need all you can get to help out this parity. That's why parity in the NBA, it seems like it's tougher to get good in the NBA unless you just one of them top markets and able to sign good franchises. Look at the Sacramento Kings. It took them forever to actually become a viable team. A lot of top picks, a lot of trading players took them forever, and they finally do it. And they still good, but they not top of the echelon good. But that's neither here nor there.
never thought Chris Webber was going. Man, once they lost Chris Webber, it was over for them.
So, uh, uh, so people are saying Detroit Pistons won, but it cost them the Detroit Lions last night. And that terrible call, we got to get to it. You're not a Cowboys fan, so let's see what how you feel about it. Just you don't, I know your Titans wasn't involved, so do you even care about it?
I was going to say, why was my team? Why was my Titans even brought up in this conversation? It has nothing to do with us. Was it a bad call? Yeah, but you get the referee. So if you look at the replay, it's like the referee they trying to report, but the referee didn't even acknowledge him. But that was because the other guy came up that had reported earlier in the game, and he just seemed like, "All right, okay, you good? I know you good," but he didn't acknowledge the other guy.
Yeah, he didn't.
Full transparency. Like, let's be real. Me and you was the question. If you was the referee in that situation, same situation, because you referee games, would you acknowledge the other? Would you acknowledge the other guy, or would you just acknowledge him checking in, or just be like, oh yeah, I already seen. I know you. I know what you're doing. You good. We did it early in the game.
That's pretty much what apparently that's what happened. Because they said the ref. I'm looking at the pool report. I'm just gonna read the pool report. Question: why was there a penalty? A pool report is basically what the officials go through after the game. After this game, the question was, why was there a penalty called on a 2-point conversion for a legal touch? Allen, the ref said, so we had a situation where if we were going to have an eligible number occupied an eligible position, you have to report to that ref on that particular play. Number 70, who had reported during the game a couple times, reported to me as eligible. Then he lined up at the tackle position, so actually he didn't have to report at all. Number 68, who ended up going downfield and touching the pass, did not report. Therefore, he is ineligible touching the pass that goes beyond the line, which makes it a foul. So the issue is number 70 did report, number 68 did not. There was a player that went to you just before the play. It was Decker. This is a question. There was a player that went to you just before the play. It was Decker. And he was talking to you. Two linemen talked to you, and then you went to the Cowboys defensive line to speak to them. What was the conversation about? The conversation is where number 70 reported to me, and then I go to the defensive team and I say to them, number 70 has reported as eligible receiver. So they will be aware of who was reported, and then when I return to my position. That was the conversation with the defensive lineman. And we said, we noticed the rest of it kind of doesn't matter. But in other words, if you look at the tape, 68 walked in front of the ref, looked at him in his soul, and said, I'm eligible. As number 70 was running onto the field, I guess the ref assumed that the guy looking at him was number 70 and not 68, who ended up catching the pass, which confused, I guess the ref was confused. He also confused the Cowboys because he told them 70 is eligible. 68 is not, who ended up catching it, which probably here he say probably affected how the defense played, which affected the score. Just to say the ref messed up. The ref messed
The
up.
ref messed up, but I was go back to my question. if you was in the same predicament, could you see that being a mess up? That's all I'm saying is I could see the possibility of that mess up happening.
I mean, from what I'm like, he was just like, "Oh, you've been doing it all night. You good?" That's how he probably seen it. And then I guess he just didn't recognize 68. I guess that's something he should have recognized that it was 68 and not 70. I don't. The whole thing's messed up. I did just see that they just demoted that crew because that crew had a bunch of mistakes early in the season. They
I was
also
gonna say
they
this ain't the
also missed
first time.
yeah, they also missed. I could think of three calls in that fourth quarter. One was there was a tripping play.
Here you come with this the Cowboy shit.
No, hear me out. It's actually they missed two against us. Obviously, the one big one, but the one that they missed, or they called tripping on a tight end who didn't trip. It was Aiden Hutchinson do the trip. The other two, they also obviously they missed a 2-point conversion, but they missed a blatant pass interference on Jordan Lewis on that last drive. So that ref crew is awful. Sounds like they need to get them. Like I said, they just demoted them. But if you're not a Lions fan, but say that was the Titans, they just got screwed. How pissed would you be? Because y'all missed out on the one seed probably.
I will be beyond pissed. I'm flipping shit, throwing shit. The coach was in the press conference where he cut somebody out, and he had to catch himself like, "What's this, Dan Campbell?" Like, I'm not angry at you. I'm just angry at the situation. How would you feel? I mean, I would be to say he's better than me because I probably would have cussed the reporter out. But don't ask me no stupid question after you seen what happened.
Yeah,
Like, I feel like every coach or every player deserves one cuss out a year. I'm just being real. Come on, Dada. I get the reporters is doing their job, asking questions, but you know how I feel. Don't ask me no stupid question like that.
would have been fired up, because when the 2 point, I was like, damn, we lost. Now I'm gonna have to avoid ESPN for a whole week because you know how
Yeah, I
they do.
should have lost.
You probably should have lost. Um,
Whoa. Probably should have lost.
yeah, because Mike McCarthy did an F up play calling and the
Like
refs.
always.
But we probably should have lost. I ain't gonna sugarcoat it. We should have lost. But
Keep saying probably. That's
I ain't gonna apologize for it. Because I
don't nobody apologize for wins. Nobody apologize when you win. Hey, I'll take my win. It don't matter how you win, you won. I ain't gonna apologize for winning. But you saying probably should have lost. Yeah, I should have lost that game. Ain't no problem to it. I should have lost that game. And let's be real, even after that situation, Jared Goff short, I was just hyping him up the last time we was on the pod. Jared Goff threw a short pass. If he had you know what I'm saying, to the running back in the flat, if he had a through in front of him instead of behind him, y'all would have lost.
Yeah, we would have. But I mean, there was 27 seconds left. We had two timeouts. We had a kicker that can kick from 60. It would have been a chance, but I do think we probably would have lost if
What you think about going for the two instead of kicking the field goal?
I love I don't think I would have did it after the debacle. I probably would just took my extra point. But I agree with that call 10 out of 10 times. You drive down the field, man, forget overtime. Let's just hey, we got our foot on their neck. Let's go ahead and just take them out their misery right now. I would if I was a coach, 10 out of 10 times I would do that. Yeah, I don't think I would have did it after the penalty, but I would have go for two.
My question and my thought about it is because of what they playing for. The 2 seed or potentially the 1 seed, if you know, I think they got to win both games. San Francisco lose one, then they get the number 1 seed, or however it works. Don't you want that extra week of rest before the playoff? That's the only reason. That's why, like you said, normally I would go with it, but because of what they playing for, I don't know. And let's be real. No offense, no shade. If you go to overtime, you know the Dallas Cowboys is gonna f up at some point. Like, let's just call a spade a spade. Let's be real. They go f up.
So you gonna put it in the hands of a coin flip and chance
and banking on y'all to f up? Yeah, because y'all do it all the
time. So is that just us that you like? Oh, let's just take it to the coin flip because
it's Cowboys on the other side. If I'm looking, let me see. If I'm looking at the other side and I see them stars and they ain't really messed up the whole game, don't get me wrong. McCarthy had his F up, but the players ain't had their F up. Oh, it's coming. Hey, man, go on kick that field. Go on kick that PAT. We kill him in overtime. Don't worry about it.
Nah. CD Lamb, shout out to CD the 88. Breaking records, had him a great game. Dak did have an F up. He threw a pick. It was an ugly pick too. But my team is now 11-5. We go in the playoffs. Might be a 2 seed, might be a 5 seed. We'll
What?
see.
What's all left for? My team is going to the playoff. What
Because you
you had
hate
a
on my team.
yeah.
And I want you hating when your team can't even get in.
Okay, and y'all go F it up. I mean,
Listen,
hold on real quick. Shout out to Quag in the comment section on the YouTube stream. He said Dallas is America's team. They also America's fuck ups. Like let's just be real. They are, listen from my perspective. Dallas Cowboys is America's fuck ups. Just saying.
this is how you treat me. Man, just know if the Cowboys even make it to the Super Bowl, I'll be drunk for a week straight. And I pray we do. Because I don't think, let me go ahead and give you my somewhat Super Bowl pick. I don't think we'll, at most, NFC Championship. I just don't think our run game is good enough to make it to the Super Bowl. I will say that. So I'm going to say that now, but I still hope we do. I still hope we do. So, but I'm tired of you talking shit about my Cowboys.
Oh, I don't feel like I feel like I said everything that was truthful. I don't feel like I said nothing that was, you know what I'm saying, that was a lie, Bill.
All right, let's talk about the college football playoffs. I mean, the college bowl season this year has been kind of shitty. A lot of opt outs.
Kind of
We
shitty. Did
lost.
you see Louisville play? Like, did you see Louisville play? My
We
bad, go
let
ahead.
we let a backup torch us like he looked like a Patrick Mahomes out there. But let's talk about these games that actually matter. The big games is Michigan and Alabama. And you got Washington, the Huskies versus the Longhorns. Who you got?
Damn, that's a great question. So I'm going with the Longhorns over the Huskies. That one I know. No offense to Washington, keep doing your thing. Good luck to y'all, whatnot. Hold on, Quag won't join real quick. I think he has something he wants to say about the Dallas Cowboys. I think he has something he wants to say about the Dallas Cowboys. But so he get ready. I'm going with Texas all day, every day. I don't have faith. I don't. Let's be real. Pac-12 was the best. The Pac-12 was the best conference all year. But let's. Do we really got that much faith that they're going to continue it going forward? So yeah, I don't know about them. So I'm going with Texas. That's the thing. The Alabama Michigan game. That's the one I don't know.
I
I don't.
keep going back to that video when Michigan seen who they was playing. It was like oh damn, we gotta play them. I'm like, oh we. I was like,
Like
yeah.
they lost everything they had. But hold on, let's talk quick. Is something you want to say about the Cowboys? What did you want?
I just want to shout out Deion for riding for his team thick and thin, boy.
Oh, always.
I know they won. I know they won. But come on now.
I didn't say it wasn't a bad call. I'm just not gonna apologize for winning.
Any way you can get them, huh?
Hey, it's hard to win in this league.
For y'all too.
I mean, look at Minnesota right now, dog. Struggle.
We ain't got a quarterback.
I was, hey, struggling.
We didn't have one before.
Y'all,
we definitely don't have one now.
Hold on, y'all have a quarterback last year. And what are y'all like 13-4? Or
I
12-5?
don't know why you
Something
hate
like
on Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins is a solid quarterback.
You want him?
If Dak got hurt, I would take him, but Dak ain't hurt.
Stop it. You don't believe that. You ain't got to lie on this podcast. You don't believe that.
If Dak got hurt and he was our option, I would gladly take Kirk Cousins. I wouldn't take Kirk Cousins over a lot of quarterbacks in this league. But if you told me Dak is hurt, your only other option is Cooper Rush or Kirk Cousins, I'll take Kirk Cousins.
Okay. When you say it like, yeah.
Well, yeah, if you put it that way.
Yeah, if you put it that way,
Kirk Cousins was probably.
But if that got hurt, he wasn't the first one you was finna go get.
Y'all got Josh Dobbs, and he cost me a couple fantasy games this year. It's all right.
they ain't even playing Josh Dobbs at this point. Bro, riding the path for real.
Speaking of fantasy, did you lose?
I'm in the third place game. I got. Was that you that I got did dirty? Mark Cooper did me
No,
dirty.
we didn't make the playoffs. Somebody decided to put they all in the last week of fantasy.
I forced a 4-way tie.
Yeah, for no apparent reason, like you wasn't going to get in.
I had a 2% chance to make the playoffs.
And if you had a loss, I would have got in. But I mean, some people look out for themselves instead of their team, the greater good of the team. I mean, just call a spade as well with that one. Look, from my perspective, some people are selfish and they looking out for themselves instead of the greater good of the team.
I'm just mad. I lost in the first round, but at least I made it. Unlike you guys, but
whoa.
But to me, you either first or last. So I don't really care about.
When it's 400 on the line, ain't no second place.
Yeah, true.
Especially when you got 2% and you ain't making the playoffs either way, you need to accept last place. But I don't even know who's in. I know Brandon's in it. I think no B fans is in it. I don't know who you lost to, because I ain't gonna lie, I ain't pay attention. I'll pay attention next week when I gotta figure out who I gotta
pay. Whoever it was, he had Amari Cooper he put 50 on my top. That's how I lost. I had a 40
Cooper.
I had a 40-point lead going into last week. Amari Cooper put 50 on me.
Amari Cooper, I forgot he was still in the league. I ain't even gonna hold you.
On the Cowboys. Why you ain't on your team?
Because my dumbass team traded him for a 5th round. Whoever D-Row, that's who beat me.
I don't even know him. B-Fans, but dude, B-Fans like, my homie looking for a league. I said, all right, you put him in.
And they going against each other?
You said what?
And they playing each other?
Now they playing each other.
That sounds like some collusion to me. You might got
yeah.
I was gonna say, bro. Now I gotta see. I don't know, bro. That dude might not be able to come back. One of them.
Commish, you got to do something because this ain't his B-Fine second year in a row.
He ain't win last year.
Oh, he did. Cynical one. Shout out Cynical.
Yeah, shout out Cynical.
Back to the basics.
Shout out Cynical, boy. Anything else you want to say about the Cowboys?
Nah. Y'all look back to regular scheduled business. I'll holler at y'all fellas.
All right. But now back to so like I said, I'm going with Texas. Going with I want to say Alabama. I'm gonna say Alabama, especially because I think Harbaugh's got his foot out the door because he just hired that agent that represents a bunch of NFL people. So I'm gonna go with Alabama again. I'm picking the SEC team. What the is going on today?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Texas, but I don't know. I'm just gonna go the opposite and hope. I picked Alabama to make it to the playoffs. I'm glad they did. It makes me look smarter, kinda, even though the rest of my picks was wrong. I'm gonna just go with Michigan though. Michigan versus Texas, and I'm gonna go with Michigan to win it all.
So I'm gonna go with Alabama to win it all. Again, this SEC shit. I'm going with Alabama to win it all because of Nick Saban ain't gonna lose to the same person twice in a year, especially not one of his assistants.
And Jalen Milroe, their quarterback, he's a completely different quarterback than he was the first time they played.
And he benched him. I don't think I just don't see Saban losing twice to the same person. I just don't. So I'm going to go
SEC fans. I mean, we're gonna have to deal with them regardless if Texas wins.
Man, they don't count. They still in the Big 12 this year.
They're gonna be claiming it. You know how people are. They're gonna be claiming it.
Man, they in the Big 12 this year. Well, what's the Big Ten gonna claim Washington if they win it this year? Like
It's stupid.
you know what though? I do wish Washington win it. As just so like it's over for the Pac-12. It's y'all one song, whatever the word is.
One song,
yeah. Yeah, thank you.
It'd be nice.
Okay. But I don't think they're gonna win. If I had to rank the teams as possible winning, they would be last.
I think they have. I thought to me Michael Penix Jr. was my Heisman. The games I watched, I think the Jalen, the guy from LSU, he had a nice end of the season. I don't think his team did enough winning from the win, but there's some teams. Lamar Jackson, he won the Heisman with 3 losses. But Michael Penix Jr. was my Heisman from my perspective. That's who I would have gave it to. That's who I would have voted to. But I ain't got no vote. I ain't one of the lucky people that got a vote, unfortunately.
I don't think Marvin Harrison should have been in the top 5, personally.
It's a now quarterback award, just like the MVP, which I wasn't on the list, but we need to talk about that as well. Who's your MVP? Because right now it's next. We will do it next week.
We'll do it next. Yeah, no. So like I said, going with Bama, SEC to win it all.
All right, so people call the SEC just the semi-pro to the NFL.
That's what it is.
Let's get some NFL pick'ems in then.
Oh damn, we already at that time. Shit. Well, let me go through the list. My man, I ain't know we got there so quick. All right, let's start off. Dolphins versus Ravens. Speaking of potential MVP candidates.
Dolphins. That's a good game. It's actually for some reason it's at 1:00. Why they should have moved that damn thing to prime time.
It should have been the 8:00 game. Why is it? CBS probably say, "Hey, y'all done moved enough of my stuff, so we need one."
I'm gonna be front and center watching that one. Might even have me a fat ass steak while I'm watching it. But I'm gonna go with the guy Lamar Jackson. Right now, he's the Heisman front runner. I'm a little iffy on that. MVP front runner. I'm a little iffy on that, but that's neither here nor there. But I'm gonna still go with Lamar Jackson. And I think Tyreek Hill's gonna have a big night.
Yeah, I'm going with the Ravens too. Yeah, I think that's not even close. Because I ain't got faith in Miami, just like I ain't got faith in the Cowboys. Raiders versus Colts. See, I threw the shot and then which kept going. See, I did that. I don't know.
Raiders been looking good. I hope Antonio Pierce keeps that job. I love seeing a black man win. I'm sure you don't like the Colts either, so I'm gonna just go with the Raiders.
Yeah, I can't stand the Colts. I don't like Colts. I don't like Colts fans. I was going with I had already put the Raiders. I had already put the Raiders on mine just to begin with. Like, what I look like rooting for the Colts? It's like me rooting for Kentucky. What I look like? Bengals versus Chiefs.
I know the who has that. I don't know who got. Is it CBS got that one? Whoever got it, they probably drinking bleach right now. How upset they are because they thinking, "Man, we about to get us a nice prime time game, New Year's Eve. Joe Burrow versus Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes looks shaky. Joe Burrow ain't playing, but I'm gonna go with the Chiefs because they're not about to lose another game in a row. They too good for that. At least 15 is. I don't know about the rest of the team, especially not the receivers.
We both know I'm going with the Chiefs because I hate Cincinnati for one particular reason. Just straight up. Just one reason, one person. That's why I hate Cincinnati Bengals. Never root for them either. Packers versus Vikings. We should have asked Quay before he got offered. But yeah, Packers versus Vikings.
Yes, the Packers. But I just thought about Jair Alexander. He need to get it together. They about to get rid of him for stupid reasons because he wanted to go to the coin toss in his hometown. But I'm gonna go with the Packers. The Vikings, they are shaky. I hope they get it together though, Clay. I hope they get it together.
I'm gonna go with the Vikings. Just for clarification, I was going with the Packers, but because you went with the Packers too, I switched it up. But clarification, I think the Packers is gonna win. But for standing purposes, I'm gonna go with the Vikings. last but not certainly not least, because like the hate, the Texans versus them Tennessee Titans squad. Deion, who you going with?
When I first looked at it, my first thought was, oh, I think the Titans can win that one. Then it hit me. That man, offensive rookie of the year, is back. I'm gonna go with the Houston Texans.
That's fine. I mean, you pick who you want to pick. Ain't nobody judging you. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing. I'm going with the real Houston team. Shout out to the Oilers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Tennessee Titans all day,
So
every day.
So question, do you think y'all should keep that Oilers stuff? I think it should go back to Houston. But
For what? They ain't a real team.
I'm just curious because I see the debate. A lot of people say the Titans should not be allowed to wear the Houston Oilers uniform. They shouldn't even have it. But I see you like because that uniform is hard.
Yeah, I do think it was petty that we told the Houston to college
Yeah,
that they
Houston
couldn't wear it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Houston Cougars.
It's not even like they wearing the same. They just wearing this color scheme. Like y'all got rights to the color scheme.
Yeah, that I think was petty. I think we should allow them to wear it. But the Texans, come on, bro, y'all ain't even a real franchise. Good point.
Hey, just boo poo on the Texans. Then all right, my bad.
It's like we rooting for the Colts here. What we doing? I'm gonna poo poo on everybody in the division. This is real.
Well, that'll be it from the From Our Perspective podcast. Happy New Year's to everybody. I hope everyone has a safe and lit New Year's. There's Uber. You can call somebody to pick you up. You do not want to spend a night in a jail cell tonight. You already know how they do it. They got cops every corner testing you out, making sure you good. So be safe out there. Have fun. And shout out to my Cowboys and shout out to Jimmy Johnson for getting into the Ring of Honor. But I ain't gonna apologize for that win.
I mean, as you shouldn't. Jimmy Johnson should have been in the Ring of Honor, but you know how y'all do. Y'all kind of petty down there or whatnot. Yeah, Alfredo, like you said, Happy New Year. Everybody get home safe. Well, not even home. Get to your destination safe because we all know it's going to be some what you doing text, you up text, can I slide after we leave here text. It's going to be a lot of that going on. So safe travels to your destination, your first destination. And if you leave that destination because you can't spend the night in certain places, get home after you get your digs off. You get what I'm saying? But that being said, I am your boy, Mr. Bell, a.k.a. Can't say your name on this pod. Might not with you tomorrow. You know what I mean? We're going to get that y'all next week. And hey, YouTube, we're going to holler at y'all later, too.